Hi guys, this is Ashley back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on post notifications. And we definitely have a lot to discuss. Botch and Bitter has teased that she will be dropping some new music, not the album that's coming out in 2025, but possibly a single, especially now that Nicki Minaj has dropped with Juice WRLD. Okay, now she coming out to drop something allegedly. Now, Botch and Bitter has been posting a bunch of memes on social media, especially after her fans basically dragged her for not announcing the album and basically revealing that her second album won't come out till next year. She posted a meme of an Indian man singing, and fans are speculating that she could be releasing something soon. A fan said, her trolling instead of cussing us out is telling me something is coming soon. Not the album, but maybe an announcement, okay? Which could be possible. I can see Botch and Bitter dropping like a freestyle or possibly a single instead of the album, just to hold the fans over, okay? And, you know, like I said before, she does want to work with Gorilla Glue, who is popping right now. So let me know how y'all feel about that. Now, me personally, I don't think it would be a good idea for Botch and Bitter to drop a freestyle or album or single right now, because at the end of the day, Nicki Minaj is dropping December 13th, okay? And I think Nicki Minaj gonna give what the people want on December 13th, okay? What the people been asking for. I think Botch and Bitter, to play it safe, she should just drop next year, okay? Plus, I don't think Botch and Bitter got a budget like that. Her budget definitely is cut, okay? The payola ain't payolaing. So I don't think that she really has the budget for payola this year, especially when it comes to her dropping a single. I don't think she got that, okay? And, you know, she did tease about putting out that Toot Toot record that is part of Sin Fontaine's song technically, but that song is trash. That song is garbage. Now, Musty Walker posted Botch and Bitter's recent live, okay, insinuating that her album will be dropping in 2025, but also that she could also be collaborating with Botch and Bitter. Now, she already announced that she has this song coming out with Scratch Off on her album, and I'm going to stand by what I said before. If Musty Walker put Scratch Off and Botch and Bitter on her album, she's receiving Donkey of the Day. They do not belong on R&B songs. Now, moving on from that, Doja Cat makes black history, or biracial history, because biracial people are black to me. I consider Champagne Thick Gums, Sea Breezy the Colorist, Doja Cat to be black. But Doja Cat's Planet Her is now the 9th longest charting album by a black female artist on the Billboard 200 chart, surpassing Queen Whitney, who is an icon, and her album that came out in 1985. Now, the full list is Anti, which has been on the charts for 446 weeks. Okay. CTRL by SZA, been on the charts for 388 weeks. Over It has been on the charts for 267 weeks. Invasions of the Facelift has been on the charts for 222 weeks. I Will Always Love You, okay, which is by Whitney, been on the charts for 219 weeks. I don't think that's still on the charts, though. I Am Sasha Fierce by the Queen Bee herself, been on the charts for 193 weeks. Another Queen Bee album, 186 weeks. Her, the singer, the industry plant, been on the charts for 181 weeks. Planet Her, been on the charts for 177 weeks. And Whitney, been on the charts for 176 weeks, okay? So a lot of queens on this list. And Doja Cat is amongst the queens. She's, one of the only black female rappers on this list. So congratulations to Doja Cat. Now, Nicki Minaj continues to keep her foot on Cardi B's crooked teeth and neck. Okay. Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday Roman Reloaded now ties Botch and Bitter's Invasions of Privacy as the highest RIAA certified album by a female rapper released this century. They are both 4 times platinum. Okay? Now, a lot of fans are trying to clock Nicki Minaj and say, oh, well, you call yourself the queen of rap, but Invasions of the Facelift, came out like 7-8 years ago. Pink Friday Roman Reloaded came out before then. And, you're now just tying Botch and Bitter. But people got to realize that Nicki Minaj came out before the streaming era. Botch and Bitter did not. And let's be very clear. Let's talk about the facts. Nicki Minaj fought for streaming rights. Okay? She was the only artist to fight against streaming rights and have music count towards pay on the board. Okay? And for artists to get paid. If it wasn't for Nicki Minaj, let's be very clear, a lot of your favorite singers and rappers would not have a career or a record deal, because per sales used to be the only thing that counted towards pay on the board. Okay? Until Nicki Minaj sued. Botch and Bitter doesn't do well when it comes to per sales. Most of her sales come from streams. Same thing with the Doja Cats. Same thing with the Megans and the Gorilla Glues. They're never great at per sales. Megan did 64,000 first week. Most of that was streams. She only did like 8,000 in per sales. These hoes would not even be charting if it wasn't for Nicki Minaj. So every time they get a plaque, every time they chart, they should be thanking Nicki Minaj, bowing down, okay? Because if it wasn't for her, you hoes would not even be getting signed, okay? Let's be clear. And also, the Roman Reloaded album for Pink Friday is a classic. Invasions of the Facelift, I don't know if people consider that to be a classic, but, it's Botch and Bitter's only album, so Section 8 gang has no choice. Now, moving on to Megan Thee Stallion. Allegedly, Megan Thee Stallion is still going to be putting out Act 3, even though Act 2 flopped. It only did 9,000 first week. But that's neither here or there. She might come back stronger with Act 3, and she got more diss tracks coming out. Okay? Nicki, you can't let Megan continue to diss you. You just can't. She dissed you in Act 1. Okay? With the Megan Law bar. She dissed you in Act 2 with saying that, you were old as F, stuck in a deal. Are you going to allow this girl to continue to troll and diss you? You can't allow that to happen. You got to fight back. Okay? Because Megan is coming with Act 3, and some bars will be definitely sent at Nicki Minaj. At this point, it seemed like she's trying to bully Nicki, but it's like, why didn't you respond to Bigfoot? I never understood that. She do all these disses when the album come out, but she didn't respond to Bigfoot. That was very odd. Okay, if you got all these disses in stash, respond to Bigfoot. You never did that. You never addressed Nicki by her name. You be calling her B-words and hoes. Why don't you address Nicki by her name? Nicki called you out by your name in Bigfoot and on social media. Okay, so I don't know if I can respect Megan throwing shots and records if you're not going to drop names. Okay, Kung Fu Kenny dropped names, Champagne Thickums dropped names, Nicki Minaj dropped names, even the greats, Kim, Foxy, Biggie, Tupac, they all dropped names. I don't like the sneak dissing and stuff like that. In 2025, we got to stop the sneak dissing. Everybody got to drop names. If you beefing with somebody, you got to drop names if you're a rapper. Okay? If you're a rapper, you got to drop names. Even in the pop stars. Sabrina Carpenter, she was taking shots at Camila Cabello. Start dropping names. Stop sneak dissing. But not only that, Megan was caught sneak dissing Champagne Thickums on live. okay, with her hairstylist. Okay, so she was listening to some music and Champagne Thickums came on and she started making a face. Okay. So at the end of the day, it seems as though she still got animosity towards Champagne Thickums because in that song he put out with, I believe it was 21 Below Average, he had said that, she's a stallion, but she lied about getting shots. Allegedly, that was directed to Megan Thee Stallion. Megan went off. I remember when that song came out, she went off on Champagne Thickums. He never really responded. But then in Piss, she did say that, men be talking about surgery but be having the same scars. And allegedly that was directed at Champagne Thickums because he allegedly has gotten lipo and he does have fake abs. So let me know how y'all feel about that. Now, fans are calling out Queen B for copying Rihanna's halftime Super Bowl announcement promo picture. Okay, so Rihanna had her hand on the football. I think this was in 2023. Queen B is doing the halftime show in December, not in February, but in December. And she has a similar look for her promo picture with the hand on the football with the cowboy hat. I don't really think she was in charge of that. I think that they just picked any picture. This could be Photoshop. That might not even be her real hand. So you mean to tell me only Rihanna can have her hand on the football? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. I feel like a lot of people are, again, being tedious. And people just like Rihanna more because she's a little bit ghetto. And Queen B is not. And that's why people pick on Queen B versus Rihanna. You can't say Rihanna's more relatable because what can you relate to Rihanna? Rihanna's a billionaire, okay? Maybe y'all can relate to being married because she's not married and she got 2 kids. Maybe y'all relate to being a baby mama. But she's a billionaire. She's been rich for 15 years. Camel Face came and got her from Barbados. Y'all cannot relate to that. I don't understand the relatable thing with Rihanna. She doesn't interact with the fans anymore. She stopped interacting with y'all like a decade ago. I don't understand the whole relatable take when it comes to Rihanna versus Queen B. They both not really relatable in my opinion. Okay, unless you a baby mama and you relate to that. That's the only thing that's relatable about Rihanna. So maybe that's what y'all relate to. Me, not so much. Or maybe because she was a pothead. I don't know. And it's no shade to Riri because she is the queen of makeup. Let's not get it twisted. She is the queen of makeup. She is an icon. But the whole relatable thing, that is just an excuse to dislike Queen B. Because there's nothing relatable about Rihanna. You guys have nothing in common with that girl. Stop it. Okay? They are both rich and unattainable. Rihanna might be a little bit more ghetto. Okay? And you can say she has more of a personality. Her personality, ghetto. So, at the end of the day, it's just that y'all don't like Queen B. And y'all can just admit that. Now, donkey of the day are to the people that continue to disrespect JT for absolutely no reason. I came across this idiotic comment that said JT got a nasty spirit. Gorilla Glue is more likable, and it's important to be likable when it comes to being a celebrity. It literally is your career on the line, okay? And then a fan said, JT checked on me having a medical emergency the entire day just because she was in my city. Knew I was coming to see her. She was here to do her job and leave. She didn't have to do all of that. Got nothing from it but a happy heart. That's not a nasty spirit. That's a lady, and she was kind. Okay, I don't know what the DK means, but whatever. Here's the thing. Gorilla Glue is not more likable than JT. Y'all wasn't saying that when she was dragging Kai Cenat, okay? And she be tweeting all the time about taking somebody's man. How does that make her likable? Gorilla Glue is less attractive than JT, but guess what? She is light-skinned. Okay, that's all. If that's the case, how is Botch and Bitter more likable than Nicki Minaj when she be threatening her fans and wishing death on them. But y'all claim Botch and Bitter is so likable, but all she does is, rant on social media and threaten bloggers and her fans when she don't get her way. That's exactly what Botch and Bitter does, but y'all claim she's so much more likable than Nicki Minaj and this one and that one. No, she's Latina, okay? She's fair-skinned. That's what you guys like. You guys like the light-skinned people, except Nicki Minaj, okay? But everybody else, they don't really get a pass, okay? But here's the thing. JT is not, unlikable. How comes y'all don't have that energy for Carisha, who was taking peak coke with Diddy on a boat, okay? And all up in them lawsuits that she got with Diddy, okay? Y'all don't talk about that. Carisha is very unlikable, in my opinion. So is her sidekick, Mr. Brown. But at the end of the day, JT aligned herself with Nicki Minaj, and y'all don't like Nicki Minaj. Y'all don't like Nicki Minaj because y'all prefer that Latina over Nicki. Okay? Okay? That's just the honest truth. Y'all prefer Botch and Bitter over Nicki Minaj, the Latina, the culture vulture, over Nicki, just like y'all prefer the light-skinned Gorilla Glue over JT. Okay? Y'all don't care about positivity, because if you did, D0JA would be bigger. D0JA is very positive, doesn't have many scandals or anything like that. Not in any type of mess. Y'all don't support her music because she's dark skinned. Let's be very clear. It's colorism. That's what it's all about. So sit the F down. Now, Kung Fu Kenny is officially Apple Music's Rapper of the Year in 2024. I think Apple Music also sponsors the Super Bowl. Okay, so I'm sure Camel Face pulls some strings for this. But I agree to a certain extent, but I also kind of feel like, Kung Fu Kenny left us hanging dry after Not Like Us. Like, he didn't put out anything. It's like, I get it, he's still working on his music, but I feel like he should have dropped something. I mean, come on now. That freestyle he put on Instagram don't really count. He should have dropped another track, because it makes it look like you can only do numbers. That's what people are saying, even though I don't believe that, because he was going #1 and selling before his beef with Champagne Thickums exploded. But it feels as though right now, like, you kind of need that Champagne Thickums hate train to put out music. Like, you only want to put out music if you diss Champagne Thickums. You should be able to put out a single. You have an album coming out next year. Like, come on now. I feel like low-key Kung Fu Kenny, you getting a little bit lazy. You should have put out something after Not Like Us. Okay? I felt like you just kind of left us hanging because you were like, okay, I did Champagne Thickums, his career's over. Let me go back into my bubble. It don't work like that. Okay? So, Kung Fu Kenny, you got till December. I'm going to give you to December. You need to drop something. I don't care about no damn Christmas music. If Nicki Minaj could drop an album in December, you can drop a single in December. Okay? Now, moving on to Rihanna. Rihanna has been named the 3rd greatest pop star of the 21st century by Billboard. I definitely agree with that. You cannot deny Rihanna's impact in fashion, makeup, or in music, especially when it comes to these newer female artists like Tyla, Taisha, okay? A lot of them, Rita Ora, they all want to be Rihanna. Let's be very clear, okay? And then when it comes to the makeup lines, now all these pop stars want to do makeup lines because of Rihanna. J-Ho, Gaga, Selena Gomez, Ariana, all of them want to do makeup because Rihanna made $1 billion doing it. Okay? So at the end of the day, you cannot deny her impact on the music, on the culture, and definitely in fashion. Now, her fashions have fell off. She ain't what she used to be when it comes to fashions. Okay? And definitely when it comes to the hairstyles and looks, she fell off. I know she a mom now. But I feel like Queen B, her fashions have gotten better. Rihanna's fashions have gotten worse. No shade. And she with A$AP the colorist. It should be getting better, but it's not. But she's still the queen of makeup, so it don't matter. And she's a billionaire, so it don't matter if her fashions are trash. Now, moving on from that, Queen B is on the cover of Alpha, which is by Apple Music. Basically, they're saying she's the best musician of 2024. And then, Kung Fu Kenny was on the cover for best rap artist for 2024. So Camel Face pulling some strings, dog. He definitely pulled them strings. Okay. So, they both have made the cover because they're both performing at the halftime show for the NFL. Okay. And Camel Face is the gatekeeper for the halftime shows for the NFL. So he chooses. Okay. So he chose Queen B and Kung Fu Kenny. But next year, I'm going to need him to have Doja Cat perform at the Christmas Day halftime show. Doja Cat, she headlined Coachella. She definitely should be able to perform at the halftime show. And Camel Face has a good relationship with Doja Cat, even though he shelved her when she was on Devil Nation. But they moved past that. So let me know if you guys would be here for Doja Cat headlining next year at the Christmas Day halftime show. Okay, not the one in February, but the Christmas Day halftime show, the one Queen B is headlining. I think Doja Cat should perform next. Okay, even though it's in Houston. Hopefully they don't have Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, I don't want to see no twerking for 20 minutes straight. Okay, Doja Cat's gonna put on an actual performance. Now, it also has been reported that the state has debunked the short leprechaun Lane's lie that the gun he shot Meg with, allegedly, was missing. They reported that the query showed that Evidence and Property Management Division has the firearm and the firearm magazine, all the bullet castings and bullet fragments too. They also said that 90% of the DNA evidence alluded to a male. Okay. Now, I don't remember them saying this in court, though. I paid attention to this in the trial, and they didn't say this in court. Now, the devil works hard, but Devil Nation works harder because a federal judge has sanctioned the lawyer representing Megan Thee Stallion's former photographer in his lost wages and hostile work environment lawsuit. After he missed the pre-trial conference, he is ordered to pay Megan's lawyers and Devil Nation's lawyer fees for the conference. Wow. So Camel Face and Megan are making him cough up a coin because it's his fault. He missed the pre-trial conference. I mean, obviously, you deserve to be reprimanded for that. Okay, even though Devil Nation don't need the money. But I wouldn't be shocked if he loses his lawsuit, okay? Because one thing Devil Nation knows how to do is win a lawsuit, okay? Camel Face and Meg are not playing around, and they're going after their ops. Now, moving on from that, everybody keeps asking me to do a review on Flo's album, okay? Now, Flo is I don't know if you would call it R&B. It doesn't really give R&B, but they are a girl group. They're from the UK. Okay. And to me, I did not really care for that viral song that everybody's talking about, In My Bag, because Gorilla Glue is on there and she doesn't really fit the record. And I said that when the snippet dropped a few weeks ago. I think they probably should have gotten Flo Milli or maybe Megan or even JT, but I know that Glorilla is the hottest one out, so that's why they asked Gorilla Glue to hop on the song. It was a chess move, but it kind of backfired. But to be quite honest, I can't really get into Flo's music like that. I personally feel like they make Forever 21 Rainbow kind of music, like music you would hear at like Target, okay? But it doesn't really give like R&B or really pop music. I don't feel like it has enough substance for that. Like, for whatever reason, their music comes off a little bit cheesy. Is it just me? But I feel like their music is a little bit corny. When you think about TLC and Destiny Childs and even Fifth Harmony, their music had more substance, okay? It just feels like when they're making music, it sounds like a TV commercial. Okay, like it should be on like a progressive, TV commercial for insurance, something like that. No shade. Or like that show Empire. Y'all remember that show Empire that Taraji was on? It gives that. It doesn't give professional music for me. I don't know. It gives very kids bop. I can't really get into it like that. I don't know. It could be just me, but I don't really care for the music like that. It gives like very Disney Channel. That's what it gives. You know what I'm saying? No shade. I think their music is very cheesy and don't really have a lot of substance. So, I'll give it a 5 out of 10, for effort. I know Pitchfork gave them an 8, but Pitchfork is paid. Okay? The real rating is a 5 out of 10. No shade. But anyway, I got some hot tea on Patreon. Link will be in the description. Have a great day.